It's really important to talk about this as part of our womanhood, as part of this part of our lives where we are able to bear children or not able to bear children. You know, like we are so good at talking about some things, but this one is harder.
Let boys and men in on these conversations so that they can, you know, be a part of the journey of happiness and grief and loss and triumph.
I don't like it when an individual feels suppressed with their feelings, especially around miscarriages. So I certainly would like to see this being normalised.
What we're helping families to do is to learn to live with their grief, to have something to hold, regardless of baby's age. What I'd like to see going forward is that these under 12-week families, that they do have the full range of support that over 12-weekers get.
You know, you hear of heaps of people that their marriages break down and all that sort of stuff, and it's all just because they don't, there's nowhere to turn to, or if there is somewhere to turn to, you don't feel like you're allowed to.
We just have to recognise that any type of loss is significant, and how those people need to deal with it will be very different and very individual, and not one quick solution fixes everything.
I was so afraid when I was pregnant with Tara that I did not fantasize anything with her, not even after I started feeling the movements. Because some part of me, I loved her so dearly. On the other hand, I try to protect myself from the pain in case I lose it. So yeah, that was my defense.
For most women, a miscarriage will be a one-off event. You know, by far the majority of women that have a miscarriage will go on to have normal, full-term, successful pregnancies again. And I think when you're in the middle of a miscarriage, you've had a miscarriage, you're grieving for the loss of that pregnancy, it's really important to hold on to that piece of information, that this doesn't mean you're never going to have a baby.
We're really grateful that we've got 3 kids now, but we have a truckload of empathy for those out there who are still trying and going through that miscarriage, because yeah, it's a really nasty space to be in.
The fact that for many mums, this loss of pregnancy, that's their baby, and we need to be really careful as a society and as a healthcare service to treat it as that, because I've sat with mums who at 6 weeks have lost a baby, and for them that's their baby, and you know, the traumas of what's happened to it, where's it gone, all of those kinds of things are enormous, and parents live with trauma for a long time if we don't deal with that in a compassionate way.
We've always said to people, talk to us about our children. Our children were important, and yes, they're no longer with us, but the 2 babies we lost are a part of our family and always will be, and we want them acknowledged. To us, they were real, and we want everyone else to know that they were real.
何もでもその人が悪いわけではないから、ぜひ全部の事実を一旦受け取って、それで絶対大丈夫っていうことを言いたい。
Yeah. Everything will be all right.
The one message that I want people to get is that don't blame yourself for a miscarriage. There are medical reasons why someone miscarries. It is not planned to miscarry, and it is no one's fault.
It's important that women hear that there is nothing that you have done that has caused the loss of your baby. This is completely out of your control, but it's what she feels that's important. Yeah, so we can say anything, can't we, to someone, but if they don't feel that they're really not going to hear it.
We know now to just open up more about our feelings especially with the situation we were in. It's good to be open and talk to someone. It's not, you know, it's not an embarrassing topic. It's not an embarrassing thing. It's good to open up and talk.
Find a way to celebrate the babies.
Yeah. We found several ways of doing that. We actually planted a camellia plant, little tree, that's going to flower in May, which is when the baby should be born. So it's a way of every time walking out in May at our house and seeing something there. We also got for our Christmas tree just something we could put up so that baby would be a part of our life for years to come, and I've got an angel that lights up and a hummingbird which kind of represents the essence of life and being. So there's a few things we've done to honour what was our baby,
It would just be great for it to be normal to talk about miscarriage. I think it would make the whole grieving process a lot easier, because when you're grieving by yourself it's hard, but if you can grieve together it makes it a bit easier.
I think that the more that we can be open and talk about issues that are being perceived as something we shouldn't talk about, the better we are. And I just think if there's a new generation of young people growing up with confidence that they can ask a question and get a straight answer, then we're improving, and that's good.